Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is Myers Shiluach Hakain Part 3. When does ownership preclude Shiluach Hakain? The Gemara says in Chulin, and the Shulchan Paskins this way, that if it's mizuman, owned by you, then you don't have Shiluach Hakain. Practically speaking, a person who has a chicken coop has thousands of birds and eggs. He has to shoo them away every time. No, that's not the case. It's mizuman. That's what's called mizuman in our case. He owns it, doesn't apply. It's only when you don't own the bird, you're outside and it's nesting on the tree in front of your house on the street, it's ownerless. That's when you may have Shiluach Hakain, not when it's on your property, not when it's yours. But now we have a question. The 90-something% of the cases that we have today are where they nest on your air conditioner, on your windowsill, on your porch. They nest on your property. You'll say, okay, but it's not mine. I'm not raising the eggs. I don't have a chicken coop. It happened to land there. In Choshe Mishpah Reis Samaches, it talks about Chatze Mishtameret, that when I have my own property, that acquires for me. Let's say 50 shekel, there's no sign of it. 50 shekel blows into my yard. I don't even know about it. Halachik, that's mine. And if a neighbor sees it blow in, they can't go take it out. It's mine. It's stealing. My Chatze Mishtameret, when I have a guarded yard, that makes inyanim for me. So what do we say over here? My windowsill's up on the 3rd story. Well, I have a guarded porch no one can get into. So now automatically it becomes mine. That nest and the eggs become mine. I have an ownership on it. Once I have ownership, I don't have the mitzvah Shiluach Hakain. I can't do it. It's worthless. It'll just be bothering the mother bird. It might be tzar b'lechaim, unnecessary pain to the bird. So what do we say? Do we say that once it lands on my property and makes a nest, that's it? So the post can say pretty much across the board that if I have in mind, I don't want my property to acquire anything for me. So it's not a forced transaction. When we say that something comes onto my property, I want it, it becomes mine, and that's the natural way. But if I say I don't want it, I push it away. I don't want ownership. And in Orach Chaim Tov Samaches, a guy walks into my yard, the poskim say, and he has bread and crumbs are dripping onto my property. I have in mind that I don't want to become, I don't want them to become mine. My property doesn't become a means for transactions against my will. So almost all of the poskim say that you could do that. And I have in mind when I see the bird building the nest, or before that, I have in mind I don't want my property to ever acquire the nest and the birds and the eggs. And I don't want it to ever be considered mine. And therefore, anytime it does land, it's still hefker. It's not mizuman. And therefore, I can do Shiluach Hakain. Because I don't own it. I made it clear. I don't want it. The one who argues with Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, an amazing svara, he said, okay, Choshe Mishpah, you're right. It's not yours because you say you don't want it. It's not forced upon you. The other thing he says is, in the Micha Shlomo, Chelik Beis, he says, still, the fact it's on your property, and in 1 second you could just decide, I want it. I want to make a transaction on it. It's mizuman. According to Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, mizuman doesn't mean you technically own it, but it's so accessible to you, then you don't have the mitzvah Shiluach Hakain. It's yours just about. It can so easily be yours. That's it. But most posts can say, almost across the board, that if I have in mind that I want my property to ever acquire the nest, then it's not mine, and then you have the mitzvah of Shiluach Hakain. Shalom.